This is just going to be a brief video on how to use our new Canvas website. So I have spent the last few weeks migrating the Moodle content over to this new website. It wasn't originally scheduled to be placed in use until summer or fall. However, with the ongoing problems we've had with Moodle, quite frankly, I simply do not trust the system anymore. It's been online for about 10 years. They've been having a lot of problems with it, and I have gotten to the point where I simply do not trust it to stay up and running. So we're going to just switch to Canvas at this point, and this video is going to explain how to use Canvas. It's actually a lot simpler than Moodle, and I think you'll like it better. Okay, I'm starting from the login to the My Valley web page. So I'm already logged into that. Now, of course, right now there's a great deal on the coronavirus updates, and you are probably accustomed to going down to your My Classes section and selecting the class in Moodle. Now, from right now, we're going to be going to Canvas, and that right at the moment is accessible from the left pane menu just under Moodle where it says Canvas. So you simply log in and click on Canvas, and what you'll get is a screen with your classes. Now you're seeing my classes that I teach right now. However, the one that will be in common is this red one here. This is our Business 219 class. And to access that, you're going to go ahead and click on that, and that will bring up our class. Okay, I brought our class up now. This is in what's called the student view, which allows me to see what the students actually see when they log on. The teacher's view is a little bit more sophisticated. But I want to point out now, I've made this as simple as possible. If you look, you have a main page with a banner, and on the left section here is the Start Here, which should look familiar, similar to Moodle. But it's even easier to use. Right down here is to remind you to check the announcements section on the right, which is over here. Right now it's empty. And then underneath that, you can click for this week's assignment. And underneath that, you can click to see all the previous assignments. We'll look at that in 1 second. Also, we've always had a questions and answers forum. If you want to ask a question on that forum, you can do that by clicking there. And of course, this information is the same as it was before. Okay, a few more things about the home page then. On the center here, we have a couple of areas you can access some primary documents. The first one is you can click here to access our YouTube archive. Of course, as you know, all our videos are on my YouTube site, so that is where you can access that from. And then also, you may access all class documents from this link here. If you click on that, that will bring up our class documents section, which should look very similar to what we used to have. Also, the question and answer forum and the video archive links are here as well. And a little bit different than Moodle, if you click on the actual file name, you will get a download for it. If you click the preview button, then you can actually see it on the preview screen. So that's a little bit different than it used to be before. Of course, on these previews, then you can minimize them by clicking that there. Under the Start Here section, then, we have a couple of very quick links to get to where you need to be. Click here for this week's assignment. Obviously goes to the current assignment of the week. Now that's currently set at the previous assignment, which is week 10, but you will be seeing week 12 shortly. And it's pretty much set up the same way as it used to be in Moodle. However, a few differences. The instructions are still there on YouTube, but it's right in front of you, and again, you can click that to play the instructions. You can go to a full screen if you want, and then click here to minimize the video. But one big difference is when you submit your assignment, there's a Submit Assignment button on top, and you will click that and choose your file. to submit your assignment, and that will come from your file upload. So that's a little different than it was in Moodle. We're going to take a look at the second item here, the assignments menu option. Now you can also get to that by clicking the click here to access previous assignments. They both go to the same place. Now something I do want to point out, on top here there's a couple different sort options. It may default to the sort by date, and since we're going by weeks, this may appear to be somewhat confusing because it's sorted by due dates, and some of these due dates are all the same as well. So I recommend doing a show by type, and now you see it neatly sorted into the weeks from the newest to the oldest. So just keep that in mind. Any one of these you can click on and bring up the assignments for that week. And of course we saw this before, where you got your instructions and the submit assignment button is on top, which is a little different from Moodle. The last thing we'll take a look at is the grades feature, which is only found in the left column here. You click on grades, and you're seeing the grades right now for a test student, and I have specifically set some of these grades to be less than 100%. And if you look at this very carefully, this can be confusing depending on how many assignments are posted. You can change the arrangement of the assignments by clicking the different sorts and hitting apply, although I think you'll find that the default arrangement is the best one to use because it's chronological. Also very important is the fact that we have a checkbox up here for calculate based on graded assignments, and that's normally checked. So let's take a look at this test student and note that it has 93.85%. And these two assignments, week 10 and 8, have no score, so they're not graded. If I uncheck that and then look down at the bottom, you see that it's a substantially different percentage, because now it's taking into account these two grades, which effectively right now are 0 because they're not graded. So that can be confusing. Best to leave that checked, so you're going to be seeing your current grade for the work you have completed. Also, I would like to point out that these missing items here are not actually missing. What has happened is we've imported this information, so there's no record of a file being placed in there by the user to be graded. And it's going to say missing permanently on those, so don't worry about that. As long as you have a score in this column, that's all you need to be concerned with. Now last, we're going to take a quick look at the schedule, which has of course significantly changed. We're looking at right now the past 2 weeks. Of course that was just after spring break, and we had this downtime with our transition to Canvas. So what I have done is we used to have 7 more labs there. It's down to 5. They are somewhat consolidated, but they should be quite easy to finish on time. So we only have 5 more labs. They are set up as 80 points apiece. In addition, this week there is going to be a class discussion forum as well that you'll have the rest of the semester to complete. So this is our ongoing schedule, and I don't expect that to change. Also note that there's a semester final exam that's going to be on Canvas. So that will be like a quiz that you'll take on Canvas for the final exam at the end of the semester. Also, please note that from this point on, all assignments are due on midnight April 27th, which is the last day of semester. So there are no longer any weekly due dates, just to give you time to get caught up. Also, please note, if you have any quizzes you've missed or any assignments that you need to make up that you're unable to turn in, please contact me, and I'll see to it that you can get those finished as well.